A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. A fool despiseth his father's instruction, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent. In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord, but he loveth him that followeth after righteousness. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Hell and destruction are before the Lord. How much more then the hearts of the children of men? A scorner loveth not one that reproveth him, neither will he go unto the wise. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. The heart of him that hath understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on foolishness. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast. Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stolid ox and hatred therewith. A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. The way of the slothful man is as an hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain. A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish man despiseth his mother. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they are established. A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season, how good is it? The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. The Lord will destroy the house of the proud. He will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. The light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart, and a good report maketh the bones fat. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. This is the 15th chapter of Proverbs. There is so much wisdom in here. I could probably go on for an hour or an hour and a half on each particular verse. But this platform being what it is, there is a larger discussion at hand. I have made the allegation that Washington, D.C. and New York are the habitation of demons and devils. Make no mistake, demons and devils have no use for reproof. They despise correction. And anyone who does that, anyone who you observe in your life who cannot handle constructive criticism, be wary of. That constructive criticism, of course, as a caveat, coming with the desire of love as brothers, not simply as a moment to vaunt oneself up as being wise. And that's, pardon me, largely what we see here on this platform now. Yesterday afternoon, there was an epic fail by someone that many of you think as a leader. The son of the previous president, President 45, Jr. He put out a tweet or a statement that reveals who he is and who they are. One of the hallmarks of someone who is possessed of an evil spirit is they cannot handle any challenge. They cannot handle any reproof or any correction. And that's right here. Junior, President 45 Jr., put out someone should introduce a bill mandating that you have to show your vaccination card to vote, and watch everyone on the left's brain malfunction and explode. This shows you how myopic this man is. The brain malfunction and explosion would not be on the left. It'd be amongst the supporters of his father. Because they've had a really hard time jiving this idea of being forced into some type of a medical situation they don't want to be in. They can't handle that idea. But if it meant the ability to vote for this guy's father, would they do it? You see, that's the malfunction and the explosion. But this guy thinks it would happen on the left. Now, here's the level 2. You ready for the level 2? Those in D.C. that are against the idea of ID to vote, they're not against the idea of ID to vote. They're against the idea of state ID to vote. They're against the idea of states having the power to issue the IDs that allow you to vote. If it were, say, the CDC issuing IDs on behalf of the federal government that have a vaccination status attached to them, they have no problem whatsoever with ID to vote, because then, of course, DC would be able to issue 5, 10, 20 IDs to whoever they want to, allowing them to vote 5, 10, 20 times. Let me say this again. The problem that the tyrants have in the North is the idea of states having the control, states having the ability to issue IDs. What they want is a giant federal ID tied to vaccination that they issue to whomever they see fit. Now do you see why the new Free Republic of Florida is so imperative and so important, and states' rights is so important? We are guaranteed in the Constitution a Republican form of government. But they're going to try to do an end run around this. They're going to try to kneecap the states in their own elections based on this ID requirement issued by the feds. That's why what our governor has done is so important and so critical to the freedom that we have so taken for granted as of recently, to be very honest. States' rights is the only answer. Libertarian values is the only answer. And this governor in the state of Florida has governed far more like a libertarian than a Republican. He has said it would be unfair to stop, for example, parents from masking their children. Now, we don't agree with that, but we're not going to governmentally mandate that parents can't mask their kids because we believe in libertarian values, states' rights values. And this is something that DC absolutely hates. This is what they're going after. And I guess I'm sorry to report, you need to look at what this man said in a slip, accidentally. No libertarian conservative Christian would ever have said anything like this. You see, he thought he was going after the left here when he really was going after the states' rights people here. This is what everyone missed. Having to show your vaccination card to vote is as vomitous and nauseous to people on the right and libertarians as it ever would be to people on the left. And he doesn't even see it. This should tell you everything you need to know. Epic fail. Absolutely an epic fail. But I will leave that there. God bless. Happy Sunday. Lift each other up. Pray for each other. Like, share, subscribe, of course, if you have the ability. And we will see you tonight on Twitch.